Every time you write new, something runs exactly once to bring that object to life in a valid state. That's the constructor. Get it right, and your objects are always consistent. Get it wrong, and you ship half-built objects. In this video, everything about constructors, the default versus parameterized kinds, chaining with this and super, copy constructors, the exact order initialization happens in, and all the rules and traps interviewers ask about. A constructor is a special method with two tells. It has the exact same name as the class, and it has no return type, not even void. It runs automatically when you use new, and its job is to initialize the object's fields into a valid starting state. That's the whole purpose. Take a freshly allocated blank object and make it a proper, usable one. If you write no constructor at all, Java quietly gives you a no-argument default constructor, so new account works. But here's the trap that catches everyone. The moment you write any constructor of your own, even a parameterized one, that free default disappears. So if you add an account of string constructor and then call new account with no arguments, it's now a compile error. If you still want the no-arg version, you have to write it explicitly. Constructors can call each other, which avoids duplication. That's chaining. This, with parentheses, calls another constructor in the same class. Great for defaults. Super, with parentheses, calls the parent class's constructor. Two hard rules. Whichever you use, it must be the very first statement in the constructor, and you can't use both in the same constructor. If you write neither, Java automatically inserts a call to super with no arguments, which is why the parent is always built before the child. Let's follow one real call through the chain, step by step. You call new account with no arguments. Step 2, its first line, this of guest, jumps to the string constructor. Step 3, that constructor's super call runs the parent first, all the way up. Step 4, the string constructor's body runs, setting owner to guest. Step 5, control returns to the no-arg constructor and any remaining body runs. Object ready, built parent first exactly once. Here's the exact order, a favorite deep interview question. First, once ever, when the class initially loads, static fields and static blocks, top to bottom. Then, every time you create an object, step 2, the parent constructor via super runs first, all the way up the chain. Step 3, this class's instance field initializers and instance initializer blocks run, top to bottom. And step 4, the rest of this constructor's body executes. Statics once at class load, then per object its parent, then instance initializers, then the constructor body. Knowing that order explains a lot of surprising initialization behavior. Beyond default and parameterized, a common pattern is the copy constructor, one that takes another object of the same type and copies its fields to build a fresh independent object. Unlike C++, Java has no built-in copy constructor, you write it yourself. The key detail, for mutable fields, deep copy them. Otherwise, the copy and original secretly share the same inner objects, and mutating one corrupts the other. Also worth knowing, private constructors are how you enforce singletons and force use of static factory methods. The rules, crisply. A constructor has the class's name and no return type. It can be overloaded. You can have many with different parameter lists. It is not inherited, and it can't be static, final, abstract, or overridden. It can be private, which is exactly how you build singletons and force people through a factory method. And if you don't write this or super yourself, Java inserts a call to super with no arguments as the first line. Traps and best practices. Remember, adding a parameterized constructor kills the free default. Add it back if you need it. In copy constructors, deep copy mutable fields. Validate inputs inside the constructor so an object can never exist in an invalid state. That's a core benefit of having constructors at all. If you find yourself with many parameters, especially optional ones, switch to the builder pattern instead of a giant constructor. And prefer final fields set once in the constructor. That's how you get immutability. Creating an object with new is not one step. It is a pipeline. Step 1. The JVM allocates the memory and zeros every field. So ints are 0, booleans false, references null. Nobody ever sees garbage. Step 2. Your constructor's first statement, this or super, chains all the way up until object constructor runs. Step 3. Coming back down. For each class, its instance field initializers and instance blocks run in top to bottom order. Step 4. Then that class's constructor body runs. Step 5. The reference to the fully built object is handed back. That 0 first step is the key to the next trap. A call to this or super must be the very first statement of a constructor, and you use one or the other, never both. Write neither, and Java inserts super for you. Why first? Because a subclass builds on top of the parent, so Java forces the parent fully built before any subclass statement runs. And here is the precise exam trap. In the arguments you pass to super, you cannot reference this or any instance field or any instance method because the object does not exist yet. There is no this to read. Static members are fine though, because the class is already loaded. This is the single biggest constructor gotcha. Never call an overridable method from a constructor. Watch why. New sub allocates and zeros the fields, so name is null. The subconstructor calls super first, so base's constructor runs. Base calls init, and because init is overridable, dynamic dispatch lands in sub's version on an object that is still a half-built sub. Sub's init reads name, but its field initializer has not run yet, so it reads null, not rex. Only after super returns does name get set to rex, too late. The fix from a constructor call only private, static, or final methods. 3 kinds of initializer, 1 strict order. Static blocks run once. When the class is first loaded, parent statics before child's. Then, for every object you create, it goes per class top-down. The parent's instance blocks and field initializers run. Then the parent's constructor body. Then the child's instance blocks. Then the child's constructor body. So the output is P static, C static, then P instance, P tor, then C instance, C tor. Statics once. Everything else, every time, parent fully before child. A final field is assigned exactly once and then frozen, and that is the backbone of immutable objects. Here is the deep part. The Java memory model gives final fields a special guarantee. When the constructor finishes, the JVM inserts a freeze, a happens before barrier. So any thread that later gets the object through a reference is guaranteed to see the fully initialized final fields, with no locking at all. That is why a correctly built immutable object is automatically thread safe. The one catch, this only holds if this does not escape during construction. Leak this early, say by registering a listener, and another thread can see the object before the freeze. A private constructor is how you build a singleton, but a naive one is breakable 2 ways. Reflection, you call setAccessible true, then new instance, and it invokes the private constructor anyway, giving you a second instance. In serialization, deserializing creates an object without running any constructor, so you need a read-resolve method to hand back the real one. The expert fix is the enum singleton. Enum constructors are implicitly and mandatorily private. You literally cannot make them public. Reflection's new instance explicitly throws for enums, and the JVM handles enum serialization by identity. So an enum singleton is reflection-proof and serialization-proof for free. Constructors can and should throw exceptions to reject bad arguments, but there is a security twist. On a class that is not final, a throwing constructor enables the finalizer attack. A malicious subclass overrides finalize. If the superclass constructor validates and then throws partway through, the half-built object still becomes eligible for finalization. So the attacker's finalize runs and capture the reference to that invalid, partially constructed object, sneaking past your checks. The defenses make the class final so no subclass exists, or make fields final, or add a guard flag, or just avoid finalizers entirely. Records from Java 16 are transparent carriers for immutable data, and the compiler generates a canonical constructor whose parameters match the components. The interview-relevant bit is the compact constructor, this short form with no parameter list. You use it to validate or normalize. But here is the catch. You cannot assign the fields in it. The compiler does the final assignment for you after your block runs. Two more facts. A record cannot extend a class because it already extends Java-lang record, though it can implement interfaces and its fields are implicitly final. Under the hood, there are no constructors in the class file. There are two special methods the compiler writes. Your static field initializers and static blocks are all gathered into one method named clinit in angle brackets, which the JVM runs exactly once when a class is first initialized. And every constructor you write becomes a method named init in angle brackets, invoke per new with invoke special. Here is the fact that explains the whole initialization order. The compiler copies your instance field initializers and instance blocks into the top of every init, right after the super call and before your constructor body. And because init is called with invoke special, an exact non-virtual target, not invoke virtual, there is no table slot for it, which is exactly why a constructor can never be overridden or inherited. When a class has lots of optional fields, people add one constructor per combination, each calling the next. That is the telescoping constructor anti-pattern. The problem is call sites like new pizza, 12, true, false. Nobody can tell what true and false mean, and two same-type flags are trivially swapped with the compiler none the wiser. The fix is the builder pattern. A separate builder object collects the optional values through named methods like .cheese and .olives, each returning this, so the call's chain. Then a single build validates everything and calls the real, usually private, constructor exactly once, giving you one fully valid, often immutable object. Rule of thumb: 2 or 3 obvious perms, a constructor is fine. Many optional perms, reach for a builder. The classic gotcha, step by step. Writing any constructor removes the implicit default. Re-add the no-arg one if you still need it. Interview questions on this, rapid fire. What happens when you add a parameterized constructor? The implicit default is removed. This versus super. Same class versus parent constructor. Either must be the first statement, not both. Initialization order. Statics once to super. To instance initializers to constructor body. Can a constructor be private /final /static? Private, yes, singleton. Final /static /abstract, no. And what most tutorials never tell you. Why parent first? The child's fields may depend on parent state. So, Java forces super before anything else. Leaking this from constructor, e.g. registering a listener, exposes a half-built object to other threads. Now, the part candidates ask for most, what real companies actually probe on this topic, based on public interview reports, not official statements. All product and service companies reported default versus parameterized constructors, constructor chaining, this, super, and why a constructor isn't inherited. Follow up. What happens if you define only a parameterized constructor? Amazon reported the builder pattern for many optional fields and initialization order, static block, then instance block, then constructor. Here is how the same answer is graded from weak to excellent, so you know exactly what an interviewer is listening for. Question: walk the exact initialization order when an object is created. Weak: the constructor runs. Good: super constructor, then fields, then constructor body. Excellent: on first class use, static fields plus static blocks run once in source order. Then per instance, super is called first, all the way up to object. Then instance field initializers plus instance blocks run top to bottom. Then the constructor body. If you write this, it delegates to another constructor first. Define only a parameterized constructor, and the compiler stops giving you the no-arg default, so new foo won't compile. Impress. For many optional parameters, reach for the builder pattern instead of a telescoping constructor explosion. Red flag. thinking constructors are inherited or that the body runs before super. Your cheat sheet. Class name, no return type, runs once on new to valid state. No TOR to free default. Any TOR to default gone. This/super, first statement, order, statics to super to init to body. Copy TOR equals deep copy. Private TOR equals singleton. Mini params equals builder. And the memory trick, parent first, fields next, body last, and statics only once at class load. Quick check. You add a constructor taking an owner string. Does new account with no arguments still compile? No. The moment you write any constructor, the free default disappears. If you still want the no argument version, you write it back explicitly. Quick favor. If this is useful, subscribe and turn on the bell. New videos and daily updates. Everyone 0 to deep. Now to recap. Let's lock it in. A constructor shares the class name, has no return type, and runs once on new to make a valid object. With no constructor, you get a free default. Write any constructor, and that default vanishes. This calls a constructor in the same class. Super calls the parents, and either must be the first statement. Initialization order is statics once at load, then per object super, instance initializers, then the constructor body. And no, the copy constructor, the private constructor for singletons, and the builder for many parameters. That's constructors completely. If it delivered, like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on, new videos and daily updates, everyone 0 to deep. Next up, memory management and garbage collection. This is Codivora, engineering explained. Keep building.